Hey guys, Gavin Townsend, the founder of Gym Being, and also I've been in the fitness and leisure industry for the last 2 decades, so about 21 years now. So mostly music, since I was the age of 13. To start my first business, I did paper rounds, I was a child doing kids parties, then I started doing weddings, corporate dues, organising raves, parties, you name it, I've been involved with it. And in recent years, I've pursued more in the leisure and fitness sector as much as the music world. And this year, COVID, it was quite a tough year. Start of the year, had to close down a shop. Just done a major exhibition show at the likes of the running show. Just had the after spill of Christmas, and then we were gearing up for online. Put deposits on all major exhibition shows, which then cancelled. All my summer DJing events cancelled. My 40 hours a week of personal training had to go on hold. And it's just so on and so on and so on. And obviously during COVID, I had to guide and mentor a lot of people, keep an eye on clients, keep an eye on a lot of people with their mental health, and but also through the Gym Being brand, I'm glad to say I've sold over 800,000 kilos of weights. So yes, I'm very much like Pablo Escobar, but of fitness. But that aside, been a great year in business, I must add. I've met a lot of people who are small sized in business who are genuinely struggling. And I'm just going to relay some simple tips. You might want to just take some tips from this video. I'm not going to do any bullet points. I'm not going to do a recap. I'm just going to throw some various hints and tips in the mix for those who run a small business. So we'll class it anything below $1 million turnover. So that's what we're projected to do this year, which is great. So if you are turning over below the million mark, you could be doing 10 grand. You could be just starting out in business. But here's some simple tips. The first one is keep your overheads low. So I work from home and I work from a small unit. I've been asked over the years countlessly, Gav, why don't you set up a gym? And if I'm honest, I do plan to now, but it's not until COVID's over. And it will only be because I'll be prepared for it to break even. A lot of gyms break even. Unfortunately, a lot of independent gyms today are underpinned by illegal activities, which I won't go into too much detail on. So keep your overheads low. So another tip is don't be afraid to speculate and make mistakes. I have made countless mistakes. I've also been reminded of said mistakes over the years, but I wouldn't be in a good position now if it wasn't for making these mistakes. So when I've done a show and I've turned up with the wrong stock, wrong colours, when I've invested in stock lines that people don't want, but then they want the product that I haven't invested more into, I've made mistakes. Make mistakes. Yes, sometimes you do it at the detriment of your mental health because you're stressed out to the max. But when you've made enough mistakes and you've read into how others have combated them and you've got over those hurdles, life gets better. 20 years of self-employment I've had, and I've made my fair share of mistakes. I've turned up at events and my amp has blown. I haven't had a spare amp, so I've had to get one last minute. I've had all sorts of things happen over the years, and it's by making these mistakes you learn to correct them, and then you then make more mistakes, which are bigger mistakes because you're growing in business. Most people I meet, they just want to get out of their current job circumstance. They just want to work for themselves and solely for themselves. And I don't blame them, especially with the way things are with job insecurity and uncertainty. In a world where a lot of people rely on one income to pay multiple bills, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I have multiple incomes and I have more different income streams than I have outgoings. So I won't relay into too much depth, but obviously I own Gym Being. I've got my personal training, my DJing, events, online stuff. I do mentoring. I do a whole host of different things. And it's by having that diversity, I can be quite reactive. And this comes on to my next point as well. Understanding peaks and troughs in business has really helped. So August and September traditionally has always been a trough in business, especially in the fitness market. I find because most people go on holiday, they've achieved their dream body for the summer, so they naturally want to go on holiday, which leaves a lot of time on my hands. So I always find August and September to be relatively quiet, but that's why I've always done my music, because they're on peak weddings and so forth. At Christmas also, I've always found in past years that the personal training drops off, but the interest is massive in the new year. However, when fitness drops off at Christmas, that's when I'm doing my pop-ups and doing more DJing. So again, understanding peaks and troughs has massively helped me. And if you're going into any business, it's invaluable to know when your sector is going into a trough likely, as well as when it's at the highest, so you can capitalise. So also when it comes to suppliers, don't hesitate to ask for better terms. Don't hesitate to shop around. But I'm very loyal to the people who supply me, so rather than just dropping ship and going elsewhere, if I do get offered a better alternative via an alternative supplier and better terms, I'll just ask that current supplier if they can match them. And loyalty means a lot to me in business, and I've met a few people over the years who are very disloyal, so I've been quite happy to cut them out. So that's another thing. Don't be loyal to people who are disloyal to you, and don't spend all your time grieving over poor toxic relationships. Just cut them out. If it's poisonous to you, just say goodbye. I've had to do it a lot in recent years, but it's made life a lot easier as a result. Invest in your own personal brand as much as your business brand. People like to do business with people, not necessarily consumers of brand. So when COVID kicked off and Boris decided to lock down the gyms, I had about 5,000 inquiries in the first 48 hours of COVID. People asking me from all over the country for gym equipment. Still can't believe it now, but because I've done every major fitness exhibition show in the country, because I network all the time, I've helped countless people, athletes, and my numbers everywhere on the internet, it was just mad. So again, because I had that personal brand, it's really actually helped my own physical brand. So don't forget to promote yourself as separately to your own brand. Make sure to get experts in particular fields to fill niches where you're weak. So I mentioned this in my previous video. What I mean by that is, if your skill set's not great in accounting, get a decent accountant, and finance, but make sure to learn the basics and the principles. Marketing, web, definitely look at doing it in-house, but when you get onto niche elements which are out of your grasp and you need an expert, go to that niche particular expert. I do that all the time. At the moment, I've got a business partner who helps with my web work, but we outsource where and if needed. But then I've also got an engineering firm who are keeping an eye on the detail and the quality of our new product. I've also got printers, designers, a whole host of different people who do work for us. One of my designers is currently working on a project for Rolex, so they're the sort of people that I'm working with. We're working with quality suppliers who do quality work, and as an individual running a company, I accept that I can't do it all myself. That's another point, is just accepting that you can't do it all yourself. If you want to grow your business, you can't just try and be a one-man band. I've done it for years, and you end up burning out, getting chronic fatigue, or there's just simply a limit to how far you can grow your business. So I work mostly with self-employed individuals. I've got a number of people who work directly with me now, and I'm looking to employ a few more people over the next year, which is great, in different capacities. But it's the moment I let go to the ego of I can do everything, and I needed help, and accepted I needed help, things started to grow more. There's loads of other tips. So one is do reading and research, learn new skills where possible, work on your people skills, your relationships. Don't be afraid to do face-to-face business in a world that's trying to encourage you to work more online. As people go more online, I'm trying to work more face-to-face. It just means that there's more there to the relationship than just looking at a camera and saying a few words. But my last tip, final tip, is forward planning. And again, I've talked in previous video about peaks and troughs, understanding your seasons and when your business is likely to peak and when it's the trough. But when I project that my business is going to be quiet, I work on other side projects that I've been wanting to do, catch up on. And I used to just work quite reactively, so I waited for people to call me or contact me, or when things went quiet I was a bit concerned. But now I'm more proactive on sales, but also more proactive on forward planning. So rather than just planning a month ahead, which is what most people do, I've got like every business I operate, it's got like an end goal. It's got a key outline goal, it's got objectives, it's got key aims. Each business has got like a bucket list as well, but also I look at the next quarter, the next 6 months, the next 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, and the end goal of each business. It's important because obviously you need that end goal, because you need that vision to aim towards. But unfortunately, most people want to go A to B. So most people want to go from broke to instant success overnight. It's took me 20 years and I'm still about halfway where I want to be. But say for instance, you want to build a business, multi-million, global, X amount of products sold, a year, blah 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 blah. You gotta work to that. So you gotta stage it. So there you go. There's some basic hints and tips into running a independent business in the year 2020. And if that helps you, great. Give me a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe as well. I'm going to start doing a few more business tip videos through this channel. I know it's random, but I will be talking about different subjects. I find that variety is the spice of life. So hopefully it will give people a bit more encouragement as I talk, not just about fitness, but also business, travel, adventure, and lifestyle, etc. But yeah, most people I meet, they just want to give up their day job, they want to be their own boss, and they want a better quality of life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in order to have that also, you need a plan, and you need to strategize, and you need to work hard. And I think on a final note, I'll just say that there's just too much entitlement in the UK today, and in Western culture especially, where people just don't want to work. They just want they see it on Instagram, they see it online, it's instant success. I've been working since, what time is it? It's about 8 o'clock at night now. I've been working since 8 this morning, and I'll be working till midnight, so that's an easy 16-hour day. That's a normal day for me, Monday to Friday. So I don't sweat it, and more importantly, I don't focus on counting the hours, I focus on counting the money. And but my goals are separate and different to the next person's, and I strongly advise for you to look within. And if your goals are simply to start a side hustle to get out of your job because you hate your job, to then focus on that side hustle to replace your job long term, to get a better source of income and a better lifestyle for you, your family, your friends, whatever your goals are. I've met some people, they just simply want to work part-time on something they enjoy and simply be their own boss. But you need to have that strategy, you need to really work at it. So there we go. I'm Gavin Townsend, the Transformation Guru. If you're ever interested in business coaching, feel free to find me on Facebook, Gavin Townsend, on Instagram at Gavin Townsend Fitness, but also gavintownsend.com. So there we go. And thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up and give us a subscribe as well. And I hope my future videos are of an interest to you and help you. Have a great day.